My last Sunday mini movement and meditation got botched up by sound problems. I figured them out, but I thought I'd offer in its place a quick practice, just something I would do, I do for myself. And please feel free to join me for, oh, I don't know, it might be about 10 minutes, might be a little longer. So have a space that's, you can lay down on the floor. It'll be all on our, mostly on our backs, maybe rolling around a little bit. And I've got a cover nearby. I've got an eye pillow because that's I keep that nearby my practice space, as that's super nice to um, to relax the nervous system a bit more. I also have a strap nearby. It might be useful toward the end or not. Not essential. Alrighty, let's get to it. I'm just gonna talk through what I'm doing for myself. So, laying down into Shavasana. Oh, really, you can't see all of me. Maybe this is a little better. Knees could be bent. I'm feeling the ground. I'm feeling the gratitude of my body to receive this upward support. I'm feeling the gratitude of you, my community, we who practice together. I'm going to slide my legs long. And arriving, I use the same cues to feel, to get more deeply into my own presence, which is sort of an oxymoron. The presence is already fully here, always. I'm just not always aware of it. I'm kind of running around, checking my to-do list, focusing, narrowing my focus to other important things and fun things. And so part of the theme of what I'm proposing today is just allowing the aperture of our consciousness, of this lens, awareness's lens. Awareness is always full, boundless, present, but consciousness can funnel to some small concern. And it's important that we can do that. We need to get those details. But if we do so at the expense of not taking the time to relax, I can even feel the periphery of the orbs of my eyes like expanding and resting as they get to lay back into the sockets and sort of pooling like sunny side up eggs on a pan. When we don't allow ourselves this zooming out, sometimes just a little and sometimes as thoroughly as possible, almost to mirror the boundlessness of awareness itself, then we don't actually interpret things rightly. We don't perceive fully. So this is a good reset. Mm. So it's a little like my Waze app, the GPS app. It defaults to the narrow view right where you are. It seems to jump back to that if you leave it alone. But when you zoom out a bit, and then you can go to overview that gives you the whole view, but you have to choose those. All right, so you've probably become aware of your breath. And frankly, if you spend the full 10, 12 minutes here just in this pose, it's a great idea. Just being on the floor in repose and restoration. And remembering, bringing the members back together. It's Perfect. I'm going to slide my knees back to standing, my feet back to standing. Just take a pause to notice this shift. Zoom in and zoom out, zoom into the whole body, but also then zoom out to the way the floor has got me here, the ground has got me here. To feeling the position of myself in this space as I listen for what's around me. The birds, the fan of circulating air. What's around me and what's in me, the space in me and the space around me is all the continuous space. I can feel gravity pulling me, pulling at my jaw and my throat, giving my internal organs this rest to be spread out a little more than when I'm standing upright or when I'm sitting. Let's bring one knee. I choose. My impulse was my right, but I'm going to take my left. Take the left knee in towards you. You can grab over top the knee, just holding with one arm, maybe behind if that's easier, or if it's hard to reach your leg, get a strap. Get that strap that's nearby and put it over the knee. And just rest there for a moment and reestablish an ease at this for the shoulder to be as relaxed as possible. The knee doesn't have to be right over you, just some way easy that the shoulder blade can rest. Feel how the hip pushes against the ground on this side more than or differently than the side that's not being held. Feel the holding. It's a little tough. Actually, I'm going to put my hand behind the knee just because it's easier. The pinch of the leg keeps it in place. And as if with moving with my leg and just drawing that hand along with me, I'm going to take the knee closer in toward my belly and then release it back. And the default here feels like my hip and low back presses more to the ground. The back lengthens along the ground. I can feel the way this pulls through the opposite hip, the opposite leg. Feel it, of course, moving my arm and shoulder of the same side. Follow the threads that go all through you and just keep it easy. See if you can challenge yourself to not challenge yourself to the fullest degree of movement, of range of motion, but just rather see the connections, feel the connections. All right, let's let that go. Just let your leg rest. Our minds, our brains, and maybe all the minds, the mind in the gut, the mind in the heart, are really good at seeing differences. They do it right away. They notice it. And again, that narrowing in is valuable, very valuable. And here we can just see what feels different after this movement. How are we doing so far? Feels good, right? I hope the sound is working this time. I'll check it right after. All right, now other side. So you draw the knee in. Be attentive to what's happening as you do that. How do you do it? And bringing the leg in. I didn't stop there for a long time, but we'll just take a few moments, just rolling lightly, as if the leg is the instigating actor. Slow breathing. And then imagine it's the deep belly, the golden ball that I call the golden ball in the deep belly, between the navel and the pelvic floor, between the two hip joints, between the front and the back. Notice how more and more of you can be relaxed, be at ease, but also follow to where you can feel the ripple of the movement, some obvious, some not so much. And then let it go. Yes, maybe we did a little bit shorter on that side. It's okay. It really is. See if more of my body can be in view. Okay, let it go. So we're just going to take one more movement, actually. I think it'll be enough. But this time, bring both legs in and we'll move a little differently. Both hands over the knees. That might be fine for this position somehow, or behind, or using a strap. And this time, as you bring the leg bones, the thigh bones, thighs closer to you, let the belly get closer to the thighs. So we arch the back. Very different. More of what we sometimes do in table pose. And then when you take the thigh bones away, press the back, lower back to the floor. This is might feel counterintuitive, but probably only because we do this lots in table poses. We do cat cows, but we don't do it as much in this position. Breathing. Sometimes zooming in and let that zoomed in information come in, but then sometimes panning back out. Let my knees go apart a little, as you might have noticed. And then just let go and just do this with one leg. This may feel very strange, or maybe not. Maybe you've done this before. Let's pause before we do the other side, one last bit of movement. New, what's fresh, what's different. And the other leg within this non-usual movement. And let it go. And let's take a little 1 to 2 minute Shavasana, corpse pose. Grab my eye pillow. Keep the window of consciousness way open. At the same time, it sometimes zooms in. Feeling the individual parts that might be giving you feedback, telling them how they're doing just now, telling you how they're doing. Good, and as luxuriously as possible. Or maybe you want to just stay where you are if you have time. Practice some more. Maybe come up to a sitting meditation. Me today, I need to get on to the next thing. This is about almost 15 minutes together. Thanks so much for joining me. Check out sunandmoonstudio.com for more. And see you next Sunday, May 26th, 2024. Ciao, ciao.